Shalom and welcome to Parashah Espresso, the weekly fix for spiritual lessons taken from the Parashah. Grab your coffee and let's take a look at the weekly Torah reading. This week we're looking at Parashah Zot HaBeracha, which runs from Deuteronomy chapter 33 verse 1 to chapter 34 verse 12. Enjoy it, and don't forget to give us your feedback on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or via our website.
This is it. After 5 books, 54 parashot, 187 chapters, and 304,805 letters in the Hebrew original, we finally arrived at the end of the Torah. And what a journey it's been! From the highs of our rescue from Egypt to the lows of losing a whole generation in a desert. From God creating everything to Moses dying on the edge of the promised land. It's a cliche for sure, but it really has been a roller coaster ride, because it's been real. Real life is full of ups and downs and of things going well followed by disaster. To borrow Shakespeare's phrase from his well-known play, all's well that ends well. And end well we most certainly will. These last 2 chapters that we'll look at together before closing the scroll of Dvarim and immediately opening the scroll of Bereshit and starting again are very special. We start with an incredible poem, followed by an epilogue concerning Moshe Rabbeinu as he looks out over the land of promise. While a moment of stupidity prevents him from seeing God's promises fulfilled, Moses has finished his life well. From surviving certain death as a baby, to being raised as a prince of the most powerful country on earth, to becoming a runaway shepherd, to being transformed into a rescue and a leader of our people, Moses' life has not been easy. We know from his own mouth that there were times when he wanted to give up. We have, of course, also seen his mistakes. While the events of Moses' life are completely different to anything most of us will ever experience, we can still see the parallels. Each of us go through times of hardship and trauma, times where we want to call it quits and throw in the towel, and where we make stupid decisions and hurt other people. The question we need to ask ourselves is, will we, like Moses, finish strong? Before Moses climbs to the top of Pisgah to have a glimpse of the land, God has one last task for him, and it's one that all of us would want. Moses is allowed to call out blessings, brachot, over the people that he has led from Egypt until this point. Indeed, that's the name of our parashah this week, Zot HaBeracha, and this is the blessing. But is this merely ritual, or is there some greater purpose? Today, we don't often use the word blessing. Indeed, it usually belongs to religious language or is sometimes used in phrases such as, it was a blessing in disguise. But the idea of blessing is something that we practically do all the time. When we tell someone good luck in your exams, we're actually wishing them well. We hope that they really will do well in their exams. Blessing takes it one step further. We don't only wish good things for people, but we actually ask God to intervene in their lives to bring about what we have asked for. It's more than mere ritual or wishful thinking. It's an active step which makes a difference in a spiritual dimension that you and I struggle to really understand. So what does Moses choose to bless our people with? With life? With God's intervention when we fight against those who hate us, with success in what they do, with God's presence, with enough sustenance each day, with resources, with strength, and with happiness because God is protecting them. Wow, that sounds amazing. And it truly is, because all of those blessings have truly become real throughout history. God has kept his promise to Moses and has blessed our people. And which of us wouldn't want the things that Moses blessed our people with? Ultimately, that's what we're all looking for in life. Health, wealth, comfort, success. In short, satisfaction. That's why we try all sorts of different ways and means to be satisfied. And yet, still, we remain unsatisfied if we don't find our reason to be in who God is. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be blessed. Indeed, that's what God wants for us to be. But if we're looking for all of the good stuff apart from God, it's going to come back to bite us in the tochus, because rather than thanking him for the blessings he gives, we'll turn these into a drug that we constantly need. If you find your success apart from God, you will always need more. Success doesn't satisfy. If you make wealth your goal, you will never be satisfied. You will always need more. Money doesn't satisfy. If you make comfort your goal, you will never be satisfied. You will never be comfortable enough. Comfort doesn't satisfy. All of these things are good things that God gives us, but ultimately He, as the source of these good things, these blessings, is what does truly satisfy. That's why Moses' blessings on our people are always linked to God and who He is. Apart from Him, they're empty and meaningless, or even worse, we can become enslaved to them. No matter at what stage we're at in our lives, we must choose something to live for, because one day we, like Moses looked out over the land, will take a look back over our lives. When we're 70 or 80 or 90, will we be satisfied with our lives? Will we be able to say, like Moses, that we lived a fulfilled life and finished well? Or will we look back in horror at how we've wasted our time here on this earth? As we wrap up our journey through the Torah, I encourage you to think about what we've learned. Life without God just doesn't make any sense. Life without the Messiah Yeshua also doesn't make any sense. Through his death and resurrection, we have the chance to have new and transformed lives here and now, and the hope of a life without pain, sorrow, or death in the future. Are you living for yourself, your ego, your plans? Are you searching after blessings, good things, as if they are the meaning of our time on this planet? Or are you, in the words of Messiah Yeshua, willing to give up your life in order to rescue it? The greatest blessing you can ever experience is coming into a relationship with the living God who made you and who loves you. I encourage you now to put your trust in Messiah Yeshua. Ask him to forgive you for all the wrong you've done and choose to follow him for the rest of your life. No matter if you go through good or bad times, he will always be there with you. It's the greatest decision you'll ever have to make, but it's also the greatest blessing. If you want to put your trust in him, then just tell him. He's listening, and let him change you from the inside out. So thanks so much for joining us on this journey through the Torah. Please get in touch. We'd love to hear what you thought. If you're not quite sure yet about Yeshua, we're here to help. And stay tuned for more content in the future. But for now, I'll leave you with the famous blessing of Aaron. May this be true for your life also. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his face upon you and give you shalom.
That's it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed our parasha Espresso. Please don't forget to subscribe to make sure you get the latest episodes. We'd love to hear from you, so please get in touch with us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or via our website at judenfürjesus.de.